live here. Brilliant. Guys, welcome to TradingView Replay Challenge number 4. We've got Kane Fernando on the show. Kane, welcome back to Trading That Podcast, YouTube channel, whatever you call it. I mean, I'll stop calling it a podcast actually because I'm doing a lot more YouTubes at the moment. How are things with you anyway?
Yeah, great. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, look, it's fantastic to get you here. You were the genesis behind this, which is good. So we finally got you on. Now, guys, before we kick into it, can the people watching please let me know if you can hear what we're talking about? I want to make sure that we've got enough yeses in here. I think it's looking a little slow on my end for some reason. I'm not too sure. Let's have a look. Have we got some people that can actually hear us? Can put in the comments that they can hear us.
Working.
I'm just having a look at the stream on my chart, and so yep, they can hear. Okay, cool. For whatever reason, my thing's a little laggy on the back end. Okay, brilliant. All right, so guys, thanks for joining us here. Yeah, it's way laggy. I'm getting the things on the live about 30 seconds. Okay, it's caught up now. Right, brilliant. Okay, so we're about to do the five trade challenge. Going to put Kane through his paces. It's late for him over there. It's about 10 o'clock in the evening in the UK. And so what we're going to do differently this time, and this is based on feedback from Philip, who was on last week, where he was struggling with how laggy it was. So we're doing it slightly differently, and we're gonna chop and change depending on who the guest is, and you know, in the UK to New Zealand, it is a long way away. Can't get much further away. So we're definitely going to do it this way. So to start off with, Kane, I'm going to hand it over to you. You're going to share your screen. And then we're going to do something a bit tricky. You're going to turn around, close your eyes, and put your hands over your eyes as well, just to make sure. Actually, before you do, just want to show guys, guys, have a look. So he's got computer shares. Okay, so you can't see anything, you can't see what's going on. So I'm now going to jump into his machine, and now put your hands over your eyes, fella. Just to double check. I can't see them. I want to see elbows out. Okay, here we go. Okay, brilliant. All right, so he's put 5 charts up here. I'm going to go back and put them in replay mode and find a time in the past that he's going to start from. So, Kane, I just realized because we stopped the screen share, you're going to need to give me access to your mouse.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
I'm requesting it now.
Cool.
Okay, cool. All right, we did this before and it was working. All right, so here we go. All right, hands over his eyes. We've got the elbows going. Now we're going to go back in time here on what's this? Is the Swiss franc and JPY. So how far back are we going to go? It's a shame I can't see the. So Kane does do 4-hour analysis, which means it gives us some more time to go back. So I'm just going to zoom out a bit here. And how far are we going back? We're going to go back to, let's just make it a bit quicker. Because you're doing 4-hour analysis, I might go back even further than the normal. Why is this taking so long? Here we go. Come on. All right, we're going to go back. Jeez. Okay, I've got to do this quicker in the next one. We'll go here. Okay, that's that one done. One done.
Yeah.
No, I'm not done. I've done one of them. Okay. Yeah. We're on the 8-hour chart here. Okay, so I'm going to move to the daily and replay mode. Okay, let's go back to. Let's find an odd bit here. We won't start it at that time. We'll start it here. Okay, this one, GBP AUD. It was on the 4-hour, maybe on the first chart. Let's double check that. Going to daily. Okay. Okay, well, let's go back to. Well, we'll do this, shall we? Actually, I like this. I like the look of this. Okay. 2 more to go. Replay mode, daily. I see why Philip Bloom was struggling with the the lagginess if he was drawing trend lines. It's bad enough doing this. Okay, keep going back. What time frames? What's your highest time frame, Kane, that you start from?
Sometimes it's the weekly, so I use the EMA.
Okay, so I'm going to set these all to the weekly.
Okay. Can I go back to the weekly if I need to?
Depend. Well, sometimes it paints the whole week.
Does it?
Yeah.
So it's or
ideally not.
Yeah. All right. We'll try and play it by ear.
Okay. So I'm going to set these to the weekly.
This is a workout, keeping my elbows up like this.
Oh, is it? Okay, almost done. What's going on with this one? Okay. Now let me just finally go back to weeklies here for you. Almost ready, guys. This lagginess isn't too bad actually now. I'm used to it. Okay. We're ready for you.
Cool. Oh, mate, that was a workout. That was.
Okay, folks. Right. So we've got him 5 charts. He's going to walk through and try and pick some trades. I'm going to keep track record of the R. Now, I know Kane does do exits with partial exits, so it's going to be quite difficult for me to do it on the fly. And we're probably going to need to go back and look at the video to get the exact number, but we'll try our best. So, Kane, over to you, fella.
Cool. How many people we got in there?
We've got about 100 people at the moment.
Cool. Welcome, everyone. Cool. So first thing that we do is top-down analysis. So usually I start on the monthly, just to kind of give me a bit of a guide, but I don't actually use it to take trades. It's just so I know what's going on. But obviously we're on the weekly, which is fine. So I can see that it's been respecting this downtrend since 2015. I could just put that trend line on there so for you guys to see it, something like that. So price is being capped by this trend line, I'd say, in my opinion. And this EMA is pretty important to me. It's weekly because you can see it about using it. Sorry, it was dynamic support kind of here. So dynamic means moving and support just means support. So you can see it bounced off it, went to the upside, bounced off, went to the upside. So if it could come up to it here, it would act as dynamic resistance, right? It's just how it works. So yeah, that's cool. Nothing else we really need to see there. Get down to the daily. Right, so on the daily time frame, I can clearly see that price has been respecting this daily EMA quite well. So this daily EMA was acting as, in my personal opinion, a resistance level. So we can use these EMAs as a confluence for us to take trades. Okay, it's not just we don't just take it off the EMA, we use it as a confluence to take the trade. Cool. So that's the outer trend line, which is fine. So let me just move out a little bit better. Okay, so can I go back? So if I went to, let's say, the 4 hour, can I go back to the daily?
Yeah, same thing happened. So somebody's actually made a comment here, which might be useful. So the way to prevent this is, I'm not too sure what they mean, is to do it on a Friday. Okay, maybe talking about me setting it up on a Friday so that if he wants to go back to the weekly, he just needs to go back to Friday on the daily. Oh, yeah, okay. That means, not too sure what that means, guys. Yeah. So maybe I need a bit more explanation. So look, I mean, what time of the day are we on at the moment? Sorry, we're on that day. Okay. I mean, if you're not going to take trade immediately, then it's all right to go back. But obviously, if you can see where the trade's going to go, then
I mean, I do look for rejection and stuff. So let's have a little look. 105. Okay, cool. So, so what I did here was, sorry, I'm supposed to be commentating. From the last significant high point to last significant low point. So if my fib actually works, there you go. Okay, so just an explanation for you guys. I put my stops to break even when it's 50 pips in profit. Okay, and then so that means I can't take a loss. I take 50% of my position at the 0%. I take 25% of my position at the minus 23, and I close out the whole trade at the minus 61.8. So that is my rules you guys can try that out if you want to, and you can kind of see it in play, see what happens. So I place my Fibonacci, and I can see there's a psych level, the 105.00, right? So if you want to be extra precise, you can just type it in. Oh, yeah, like that, just to show you. And the next thing I do is I get this rectangle, and I can see that it's like a structure point, because I can see previously, you know, there's some kind of resistance here, kind of acted a bit of support here previously. You can see it's wicks. So it's broken. Now I'm going to retest as resistance. Well, that's what I'm looking for. So I look to get a short position, which is there, something like that. Stops just above the, I mean, you could just have it above the 100%, but let's just put it above this wick here, just as a liquidity point. So we have our take profit just down here. So we can make it a little bit tighter if you wanted to, something like that. And then if I want to, I can basically, I think it's that one's just to go one bar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me see. So this is something I'm looking for. So then I'd scale down, okay, to let's say, so let's just go down.
So hang on. So you're not in the trade yet. So you let us know when you're ready to take the trade.
Yeah. Got you. So I don't know what that box is there, but so you're onto the 4 hour, and I'm just going to go forward one more bar. Okay. So what I usually look for is, I mean, I don't want to give it all away, but I usually look for rejection from the zone. So it all depends on that particular pair and what that pair is telling me. Like they all have stories, and you would need to understand what the story is. Okay. So previously, if price has been rejecting, let's say on the 4 hour time frame, I'll look at the 4 hour time frame, and if it's had 3-4 hour rejections, then that's what I look for again, because you got to know it's patterns repeating itself. Okay. It's pretty simple stuff. So I can look back in time and see, you know, multiple rejections. So if I see another rejection from this zone, I probably will enter it. So let's wait and see if we can see one. So that's two shooting stars. So I mean, I probably would enter it already, because as you can see the rejection already. So I'm in this now. Okay.
So hang on. So where did you enter? So
I'd enter it off. So you see the psych level, which I had on before this. Yeah. 105. I entered off that. Okay.
Okay. And so at what point would you'd have entered at as soon as it hit that psych level?
Yeah. So all I'd have done is, so you had one rejection here, shooting star. Second rejection was doji, and then obviously a third rejection would have been this shooting star again. So if you want to get precise, then we say close of that candle.
Okay, right. So let's say close of that candle. So do you want to move your trade to the close of that candle, and then adjust your stop, adjust your take profit, and we'll have a look at the R on that.
Okay. Can I go back to the higher time frame? Is that right?
Yeah, because it's going to basically tell us what happens. So sometimes.
Okay. So cool. So that's a 3 ratio. Okay. So, and remember on the daily time frame, we got the EMA. Remember what I was talking about before? You can see previously is rejecting. So let's see if I go back on the daily 8 hour, let's say, and then see how it plays out. So obviously my stops at break even, 50 pips in profit. Remember. So let's see. Entry was at 107,800. So my stops at break even already. Okay.
So hang on. So your stop is now at break even.
Yeah. Once it's 50 pips in profit. So
okay.
My entry 10.
Okay.
You know, that's 80 pips. So
okay.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yep. Stops at break even. So you're broken. You're out. Okay.
Yeah. So I stopped out there. But you know, that is something. It's not over yet. If that's the thing. Like just because I've been stopped out again, I'll look for my re-entry basically. So all I look for now, if I go down to the 15-minute time frame, because it's not gonna work because it only goes back to so anyway, it doesn't matter because you ain't going to get a chance to do a second trade anyway. So as soon as because we're so far back in time, it only lets you go back the time frame sort of gets smaller. Okay, so if would it go back to original?
Yeah, so don't worry, you only get one chance anyway. So that was break even.
Okay. So anyways, then if I just explain it to your audience, I don't know where it's gone.
It's gone because it's now jumped us all the way forward to the current point in time.
Will it still be there? So I can.
No, it won't be there because it doesn't go back that far in history.
Yeah. So I mean, sorry about that. I didn't realize, but I mean, what I want you guys to understand is, you know, we had the rejection of the daily EMA. We had all those confluences there, and yes, sometimes you're going to get stopped to break even, but it's about, you know, protecting your capital, and you know, sometimes it's not about always going to be wins. It's about the R rate. So, you know, you can be a 20% profitable trader, but it's all about the R. So in that example, yeah, I got stopped at break even, and that's just how it is sometimes. So yeah, the next trade.
Yes, the next trade is GBP, Euro GBP.
Yeah. I was going to say.
It's already done, mate. It's already done.
All right. So I remember not.
So yeah, so just so you're aware, so the way that TradingView Replay mode works is like the lower the time frame, the closer you have to be to the current time. So all these are set with you going as low as a 4-hour time frame.
Okay.
So as soon as you go lower than 4 hour, we're blowing the whole test.
Okay. So in that example, that trade wasn't just done for me. I would have gone down to the 15-minute time frame and waited for, let's say, 3 15-minute rejections from my zone, and I would have re-entered it. So you guys know where it is on the chart, and you guys know what happened. So if you guys want to see how it played out, go have a look. But yeah, so I would have re-entered that probably, most likely.
Okay.
But yeah, so hopefully that gives you a good explanation. Cool. So weekly time frame, I can see that it's in an uptrend because it's making higher highs and higher lows. If I get the trend line on, you know, 1 touch there, 2 touch, looking for the 3rd touch of the trend line to make through. So we obviously, the highest probability is the 3rd touch. So I'm basically looking for price to kind of hit this EMA and probably shoot to the upside, because we can see previously it's been acting as dynamic resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, broken through, acting as support, acting as support. That's what I'm kind of seeing right on the weekly. Is there a Fibonacci which we could do on this time frame? Okay, so you kind of do have a fib on the bigger time frame. So yeah, we've got a psych level. So the psych level is 0.84. So if you don't know what a psych level is, a psych level is basically a psychological level which the banks and institutions, you know, trade their big, you know, however much money they trade, and we see big reactions from these kind of zones. And even here, you know, 83,500, you can see, look, massive impulse to the upside, massive impulse to the upside. So that is what I can kind of see there. So let me just change this fib, because I think there's another one. If I do it from there to there. No, there's not. There's not really a fib in play here. So I'm going down to the daily, see if I can see something different.
Oh, actually, now, so thanks to who was it? Adnan for giving me a bit more of an explanation. So I didn't realize you could go back. So I now can see the little back button. So what he's saying is, if you don't want to see the full hour, or sorry, the full 8 hours or whatever, then there's a little back button which has got the 2 candles, I'm guessing, and the little back arrow. Can someone confirm that for me? That will take us back to the start of the 8 hour, or start of the day, or start of the week, whatever it is. And then we can obviously skip forward once we know what, you know, once you've had a look at what it is you want to have a look at. So you can go forward, or you can go back.
Okay, so this is why for me personally, and my guys, my team, the strategy I use, I have my stops beneath 100% to allow for price to kind of play out. So, you know, you see guys having 20 pip stops, 30 pip stops, they get stopped at all the time. So I have my stops. I'll show you in a second. But yeah, so you've got 84 psych level there, but we also have the psych level 83,500, right? That's also a psych level. So if I put my rectangle on and show you this kind of zone, which I'm looking for price to come into, the long position. Okay, so just a bit of a disclaimer. I don't enter off a weekly time frame, right? I never enter off a weekly time frame. It'd be the day I look for daily rejection, then I'll enter off the daily rejection, right? I would never enter off of a weekly rejection. It's not how I trade. Okay, so you know, this take profit, it kind of aligns with this previous high. So if I go forward a week,
hang on, let's have a look at that. What's that R on that? So I just take a note of it. 4.75. Okay.
Yeah, big boy stuff. Okay, so actually I'm gonna change it a little bit. So I'm just gonna put it down. So it's a 4.31, just to make it a bit more. Okay, so people are like, well, why has he moved it so much beneath 100%? because I see all these liquidity zone, these wicks, okay? If it does occur again and comes into this zone, I want to be safe and not get wicked out, okay? So like this wick, then it pushed the upside. This could wick and then push the upside again. So that's why I do it. Cool, so let me go on to the daily, yeah, real quick and see. So I'm just going to play some bars out and see some on the wait. So basically, I want to be looking for this rejection over here to see, for me to enter.
Okay, so now can I just say, just slow down on the bar by bar, because you're gonna need to tell us just before you enter what's going to happen. Like, so like if this happens, then I'll enter, and so we can pick your entry. Okay.
Yeah. So I was about to explain, but okay. So okay. So I want to see price touch this trend line. I mean, it's already kind of rejected the Fibonacci. Touch the trend line. Have this kind of rejection because, you know, as I said before, price, like probability dictates it's going to happen again. So if we see previously all these rejection candlesticks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6 here. I mean, that's a, you know, a shooting star. So that's not really one. So 6 days of rejection. So I want to be at least looking for 3 daily rejections. Okay. Before I enter.
Cool.
Is that cool?
Yep.
Right, looks like it's gone, but we'll wait and see. Right, so bring this little cross. As a trend lines aren't the be all and the end all, you know, trading. Trust me, it's not. So I'm just going to look at it for over here. Same thing that I said before. 3. Come on, get down there.
Right. Okay, so what are we doing?
Yeah, so has it had my rejections? No, it hasn't. So like this, my entry hasn't triggered yet. So I'd basically wait to see, you know, if after this candle, if there's going to be 3 rejections, and then I'd look at the entry. See what I mean? So can I play it out?
Yep, play it just slowly bar by bar and tell us like when you get your rejections.
Right. So if I zoom in, so I'd say, you know, it's a bit obviously subjective. Who's, you know, is it a spinning top? Is it a whatever? You know, that's a spinning top to me. So, okay, obviously it gapped on open of whenever that happened. So some news came out, and that's a rejection candlestick. So I mean, that's a bit. What can I say about that? That's a gap. So you know, this is going to get filled. So it's a bit of a grey area, that. So let's just wait and see if it can come back in my zone, and if I see the rejection, then I'll tell you. Okay.
Okay.
Come on. Right. Yeah, I'd call that one. So that's like a spinning top to me, in my personal opinion. So 2, and then yeah, I mean, my preferred. So just for you guys to understand, I prefer like 1, 2, 3 in a row. Okay, so that's what I'd have looked for over here. 1, 2, 3 in a row. So like this isn't really something that I'd be looking to enter just yet. Like I want to see that 1, 2, 3 in a row. You know, obviously market opening is going to have some weird movement and stuff, but it's just fulfilling the gap. You can see it gapped, then it fulfilled the gap here, and then. So I haven't entered this yet. Can I look back at the weekly just to see what?
Yep.
Okay, so I look at the weekly because we can still see it's respecting it, right? As I said previously from the start, the weekly EMA is really, really powerful. You know, the higher the time frame, the more significant the you know, the more powerful it is. So this is still looking quite nice, to be fair, on the bigger time frame. So that gives me more confidence to take a trade. So if I go back to the daily, again, if I see 3 rejections in a row, I'll be looking to take this. So 1, 2, one there. Right. I don't think this is for me anymore, because it's, you got to think now it's going to be the trend line. If you look back on the weekly, the trend line is going to be broken. So the trend line's broken. Obviously the EMA has been respected. It had a nice rejection on the weekly time frame. But for me and my trading, would I have entered this? And I wouldn't. I'm not going to like lie and say I would enter that, because it didn't meet my rules. So if it doesn't meet my rules and I'm like double thinking it, I won't take a trade. Okay.
Okay.
So,
cool.
so yeah, I wouldn't have taken a trade on that. So, I mean, obviously it's going to look like it's going to be playing out to our. So yeah, it would have hit my first take profit. So, I mean, I didn't take an entry there, but you guys can see how it played out. Like, hopefully I explained it well enough. The EMA was acting as dynamic support, and look what happened. Came to my zone. Obviously, it didn't have the right rejection for me that I looked for, but we can see it came to the Fibonacci, didn't stop us out, and then played up to our first take profit. Obviously, that would.
So the good news is you get to keep going forward until you find another trade.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So, so can I just delete that? I mean, I could just let that.
Yeah, you can delete that if you want, or you can leave it there. It's up to you. So I'll just delete that. 4.3 would have been a good win. Had it worked out.
Yeah, there you go. Look, boom.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it is what it is. You know, these trades are pretty normal for me. You know, 4 ratios, 3 ratios, but it is what it is. And now I'll look for. I'm just going to clear this real quick because where is it? I'm just going to clear it just because you know that would have played out, but you know it is what it is. Move on to the next trade. That's how you got to be in trading. Cool. So yeah, hopefully I explained that well enough.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it makes sense.
So 1 touch, 2 touch there, boom, new trend, happy days, new week. This is what you do. You know, Fibonacci. So last significant low to last significant high. Is it in play? Yeah, I'd say so. So you know, you got the what strike level? Boom, another one, 8600. Oh, lovely jubbly. Is it a structure? Yeah. Look, resistance type of level coming across here. So I'll be looking for, you know, that kind of impulse into our zone, and then we'll look for another long. So long positions there. So hopefully this time we can see the correct rejection, and then I'll look for a trade. You know, I don't take trades which I'm double thinking myself, because that's not how I trade. It's you know, quality over quantity. So that's another 4. Okay, why is it that? Because I've got my stops beneath the 100%. Okay, so it's a 3.92. Yeah. So let's say it's just, yeah. I want to have my, you know, I want to have my stops just beneath this wick over here, just to give it enough breathing room. So that's a 3.82. Okay. 82. So cool. So I got the weekly EMA coming in. We've seen previous support, and now I'll go down to the daily, and I'll say again, you know, what do we see occur before had this impulse upside, like 3 daily rejection. So I look for the same thing. It's literally that easy. So as I said, this is more of a swing trade because it's obviously bigger time frames. So yeah, if I play this forward. We're going to be here a long night. Because I'm more of a day trader, swing trader, so I don't do any of that like 1 hour time frame. I'm more of a swing trader stuff. So yeah, it's just to see if it plays out.
It's interesting how the trend lines do get respected, even, you know, not all the time, but you know, when they do, they.
Okay, so if we go back on the weekly, you can still see is it being respected still? Okay, so the EMA is still being respected. So for me, if I look here, can I go forward on the weekly? Yeah. Okay, so for me this I'm saying this is more upside for this because I can still see it's respecting this, but there really isn't a trade. So I'm just gonna have to. I feel like I don't want to be like, oh, there's no trade, but it's just how
you'll get there. You'll get there, mate. Don't worry, we got time.
Yeah. Cool. I don't want to make it like a 2-hour video, but yeah. So you know, I want to be looking for that third touch. So if this could be the second touch, 1 touch, you know, like 2 touch. It's not really it's not going to be a trade for me just yet, because you know we want that third touch. It's how I trade. It's my rules. And if I don't see a trade, I don't trade it. If I don't see the rules, then I don't trade it. So let's just see if I can I like speed it, like go like so it plays out a bit faster, so we can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, like just that button there.
Yeah. I think it's play and then increase the speed.
So if this has a impulse the upside and then it has a third touch, I'll fib it. Do all the other stuff, and then I'll explain it to you. Okay, so even here, I mean, it could have been a trade there, but we'll play it out a little bit. But from me seeing that rejection of the EMA, I'm saying more upside because it's been respected. So yeah, maybe it looks like it's about to break it. So let's see. This could be a change of trend. So this could be a, you know, 1 touch here, 2 touch here. Looking, because you can see now, yeah, this has had its first clean break of this EMA since how long? Yeah, 20 mean, how many, like what, a year? Whatever, how many years that is. So just, sorry?
3 years, I think it is, yeah, by the looks of it.
So yeah, this could be a change of structure. So now the EMA has been broken, we can maybe look to see how, so let me just look for a short maybe. And you've got to be able to adapt like that. Like I was saying longs because it was respecting it, because probability dictated for 3 years it's been respected. So you're just doing what probability dictates what trading is. So now I'll be looking for kind of shorts here. So let's go on the daily. So now it's beneath the, now it's beneath, what do you call it? The weekly, and it's obviously now beneath the daily. I'll try and like maybe go down to, I mean, preferably I like it to come up to this kind of zone here, this, you know, this out to trend line, but we can see the weekly EMA is acting as a resistant. You can see that there. So let's just a couple more.
Big shout out to MK for sharing the show on Instagram, guys. If you're on Instagram, if you're on whatever social media you're on, I didn't do a lot of promo for this, so please do share it. Let people know we're here on live with Kane, and he's currently at 0, looking for a second trade.
Don't pressure on me now.
No pressure, mate. You got plenty of time, and if you start falling asleep, then we know we've probably gone a little bit too late.
Nah. Oh, yeah. As long as your audience gets something from this, that's all I care about. It doesn't matter if I do well or not.
We're almost at 200 now, so you know the people are joining and checking it in from all around the world.
Good. Remember to check out KFX YouTube channel. Subscribe. Right. So we got the break and retest, right, of this ascending trend line. We got this descending trend line in play. We got our fib zone in play. As I said, Fibonacci's are not the be all and end all of all things. Okay, like they're just not. We use them as a confluence. You know, if you haven't watched the other video where I explain it in the trading nut, where I flip that money, then you should go watch that because I explain it there. So we are looking for, you know, price to come up into this zone, and then potentially looking for like this left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then we're looking for, obviously that's a, you know, indication for a short position. So let's wait and see, you know, with our stop just above this, like that, something like that, and then we'll look for a short position to the downside. So yeah, I'd probably be looking for, you know, at least 2 daily rejections before I enter this, because I can see, you know, every time over here before it had a sell off, it had at least 2 daily rejections, right? So it's just simple.
Okay, so what's the R on that one again? Let me just make a note of it. 5.07.
Yeah, cool. So let's see. Hopefully this one plays out. So yeah, I'm looking for the retracement, deep retracement into that zone, and then we'll look for the short if it can reject. Right. So can I go back on the weekly real quick? Okay, so I mean, it's already beneath the weekly EMA, so I think my phone Siri's listening to me. Sorry. But yeah, so it's beneath the weekly EMA, which is not the greatest because you kind of want the rejection of the EMA, but let's just see. Plays out.
Okay. Let me know how you're getting on.
Yeah. So we're waiting for that pink zone to be hit, really.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to change this up real quick, just because I've seen like a second touch here, and I can do a different fib on this. So let me just show you on the daily. So we've got the rejection. Okay, so weekly EMA, weekly time frame. I can see like these shooting stars off the EMA, which is indicating to me downside, right? So it's just simple. You know, if you understand what, you know, candlesticks, then you'll understand that. So delete that. Okay. So if I can fib this from potentially, that's not really gonna, I mean, yeah, kind of does, because we can see it's closed beneath the 78.6. Yeah, you've seen the wicks, but it's still closed beneath. So I'm gonna put a short position on this. If there is a cycle level, let's have a little look. Cycle level, 88, obviously there. I'm gonna go off, you know, these wicks, okay, because you can see it's a liquidity zone. It's a liquidity point where price is getting fulfilled, and then it's having its sell off. So, you know, this kind of zone structure point here. And then that kind of equals that, you know, the last low point. So, and that would be let me just put this on, you know, 5.2 ratio. So let's see how this plays out. So for entries, I'd be looking at 3-4 hour rejections. So let's wait and see if we can see, you know, a shooting star, spinning top, or a doji from the zone. Let me bring that across.
This is a lesson in patience, everyone. I think. Very patient trading. I mean,
if you don't have patience, you shouldn't be trading. You know what I mean, like,
yeah, exactly.
That's what I tell my members. You know, if the trade ain't there, don't take it.
Okay, let me know when you're getting close.
So the pink zone is here. So I put it across. Also, you know, you got to remember, if the trade doesn't play out, how many other pairs I can look at in a week? So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, take it with a pinch of salt. So that's one. Yeah. So I'll be looking for 3, as I said. 1. Yeah, I like small candles because it shows me, you know, the momentum slowing down. So I'd call that 2. And let's say we can move this forward a little bit. So, and then I'd say it's 3. So I've entered now. Yeah.
Okay. So you've entered. Now, what was the hour on that one again? 5.29, was it?
Yeah. So I entered off that. Okay. Let me explain, because if you see a small
hang on, it's not up. Sorry, hang on. Do you want to move that entry down so that we can get it exact? So the entry would be there. Yep.
Yeah, and then I'll go back to the 8 hour, and then move that there. So still a 5. Yeah, 5 ratio.
Keep stopping the same. Okay, 5.05. Yeah.
And then so just explaining why I would take that trade is because you can see the momentum slowing down. You know, if that's 4 hours and it's done that much movement, that's showing you momentum slowing down, right? So yes, wait and see how it plays out.
Okay, so you're in. So you may as well go on the whatever time frame and just click through.
Oh, this one.
Yep. It might take a while to get to the take profit, but so you. Oh, that's right.
Oh,
so you're out.
Yeah. So I got stopped out. But if we go out to the daily, and the weekly, like my explanation for this would have been, you know, we've seen all these rejections off this weekly EMA, okay, and we had all those other confluences to take a trade. It's not just, you know, we're gonna take a trade. It's just a trend line, it's just that. Yeah, I got stopped out, but there's multiple confluences. No one has a 100% win rate. Like, it's just not how it works.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Okay, let's jump into the next one. I mean, the thing is, it's
should have gone with the first one, man. I knew it. Cool. Right. Cool. Yeah, cool.
Okay, so you can probably 2019 and 2019 in this one, you can probably go to lower timeframes if you want. Like, I'd say you could go definitely to 30, maybe even to 15 minute, but let's just stick with 30.
Okay.
So actually, you could probably go 15.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna try and do more like 4 hour stuff because that's what I do normally. So let's try and move this along a bit. Yeah. So that's
2000. I was going to say, because we're in 2019, you haven't got that many weeks to work with. So,
cool. So that's not really in play for me. So I delete it because, you know, you don't want to be, you know, you guys shouldn't be having 1,000 charts on a screen. It confuses people. You don't understand it. Like, some people I watch, I'm like, what the hell's going on? I don't know if you guys have that sometimes, but you want to keep it simple and have a mentor who can explain it clearly so you know what's going on. So, okay, so we got an ascending trend line. Okay, you got multiple touches of this ascending trend line. You know, we usually look for 3, but you can look for, you know, it still is valid. So next thing I do is I can also see the daily EMAs being respected. So next thing I'd do is I'd, you know, fib it from the last significant low to last significant high, which is there. And then I look for a psych level. So what we got to play with, you know, we got the 82, we got 82 or 1.82500 psych level, and it's a structure zone. Okay, and we've got the 82 just beneath that. So let's put my little pink box on. We can see, look, support all the way across, and it's resistance there. So it's structure. Oh, but yeah, guys, I do explain this in my YouTube videos. I do it every week. Like, you can see how my predictions for the week ahead. So go check that out on my YouTube. But yeah, so then I look for a long position if we can see price kind of coming back into our zone. Remember, the significant time frame is the higher time frame. So the daily is more significant than the 8 hour, and the 8 hour is more significant than the 4 hour. So my stop's about that. So it's a 4.2 or just maybe a bit bigger. 4.24. And then I'll be looking for, let's say, if we're on to the 8-hour time frame, you can see previously like what it's done near the trend line. If it's showing you rejection on the 8-hour, then you can tell, okay, 3 8 hours, but it's not. So I go down to the 4-hour, and if I can see, okay, so let's say if I see 3 4-hour rejections, I'll look for that and then I'll enter it. Okay, so if I see 3 4-hour rejections from my zone, then I'll enter it. Okay.
Okay.
Obviously, you'd move the fib with it as it gets higher. Right. Okay. You can get down there. Come on. Work with me here. Right. So if I go back on the daily time frame, the EMA is still being respected, and the zone might just get like a little wick fish into the zone. So this is still valid. Okay. On the small time frames, it looks a bit dodgy, but trust me, it's still valid. Okay. So it's in our zone, right? So as I said, 3 4 hours. So that's 1. That isn't 1. That isn't 1. Okay. So I wouldn't have entered this yet. Bet you it plays out. So I'm not in this. Right. So you go back to the bigger time frame, so back to the daily, see what's going on. Is it still respecting it? It's had a daily close beneath, but it's not the worst. So I wouldn't really be, I mean, personally, as I said previously, you know, you've got all these pairs to look at in a week. I'd probably leave this one alone, but for the purpose of the video, I'm going to have to keep going. So let's keep going. So 1, 2, there'd been your 1, 2. There, 1, 2, and then you obviously had the bullish engulfing. So sometimes, I mean, I kind of missed that one, but you know, sometimes you'd be at 1, 2, and then look for a bullish engulfing candlestick to show you the confirmation. So you sometimes can enter off that, but obviously I missed that one. Right, so I'd probably get in this now. So doji, like here's like a hammer, then a doji candle, and then like a spinning top kind of candle. So yeah, I'll probably enter this around about now. And if you go back to daily, I'll just double check.
Okay.
I mean, okay, so I mean, I wouldn't. I personally, I wouldn't, because I mean, I just said I would, but because on the daily time frame, you can see the rejection is beneath the daily EMA now. Do you see what I mean? It's like it's acting as resistance now. So if I gave this to my guys, I wouldn't give it. I'd say now it hasn't had. It's not what we're looking for. But obviously, I've got to be progressing here, so I'll try. So I wouldn't have entered this. So let's just keep going. Okay. So let's just keep going, so I can find an entry somewhere. Okay, so this structure's changed here, you can see, because it's now broke this trend, and now maybe you can wait and see how this reacts from the daily. Okay, so it's just playing around. There you go, it's hit my take profit. Damn it.
It's always the way. I don't know how many times I've seen this on the replay challenge. Shout out to the rumpled one, who's obviously in the chat. He's read some messages and he's like, maybe I shouldn't come on here. Just don't read the messages. There's a lot of negativity in the chat. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube. The people.
Hey, they can't appreciate some good analysis. Yeah,
I know.
Damn it. So yeah, it is what it is. But you know, we have the weekly EMA coming in again. So maybe if I go into the 4 hour, let's see if I can take a trade on the 4 hour to please some of you guys. Damn it. Let's have a look. Right, let's see if this EMA can be respected and see if we can take a short. I think people aren't used to swing trading. That's what it is. Like a lot of people can't, you know, they just don't like swing trading. You know, they like getting in and out, in and out. It's just, just how it is. So yeah, see if we can take a trade here. So if I did it from last significant high to last significant low. Okay. Is there a cycle level? Obviously, there's a cycle level just above. You know, you got the 82,500 kind of level here. Got the EMA. So let me get my pink box on. Short position. Something like that. And then I'd be looking for, I mean, it's already had lots of rejections anyway. So if I can see a wick up into this zone, I'll probably enter it already, because you can see on the 4-hour time frame, you see multiple rejections. Okay, so if it can wick up back into the zone, I'll probably enter. Okay.
Okay. So we're calling an entry is, so it's almost, so that's in the zone, but not wicked into the zone. So do you want to move your entry level to where you'd like, okay, so just explain where your entry is going to be so that we know, so that we're like, you can actually make it a valid entry.
Yeah, I mean, usually I'd like to see a 4-hour, like, this isn't like something that I wouldn't enter a bullish and go, but like a bullish candlestick like that. Like, I just wouldn't do that in real life. But yeah, so usually I'd wait for some kind of confirmation, so like a rejection of the EMA. I wouldn't enter for bullish engulfing, you know, it's just silly. So yeah, I should have resaid that before, but you know, I've already said it now, so enter it there.
So you're going to enter on the close of the 4-hour regardless anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, like if it was me trading with my guys, I'd say we're looking for the rejection of this zone, but this obviously had on the 4-hour, it's just gone straight up. But you know, see how it plays out. So my stop sort of at break even, obviously here.
So hang on. Do we get an entry there?
Yeah. So, I mean, I did say I've entered. Yes, I mean, I did say I've entered when it came into zone. I'd enter it, but normally with my guy, I wouldn't enter off a bullish, I wouldn't enter off bullish engulfing, right?
Okay.
But yeah.
So you okay? So you entered there. Yeah.
Yeah, and it wicked up to the 100%, which is fine, and then it came down all the way down to 100 pips in profit, which means
what's the hour on that trade? Just so we can make a note of it. It's 4.16.
Yeah.
Okay, so your stops are at break even.
Yeah.
Hang on, aren't you out for break even then?
Yeah. Stop me out break even.
It's okay.
But let's just see how it played out. Wait and see.
Okay. So you got two more to go. Yeah, there you go. You saved yourself.
Yeah, but it's the thing. Like, you know, you got to be it's protection of capital.
Yeah, look, I mean, you're only 1 hour down. You're 1 hour down after 3 trades, which is actually pretty good, because all you got to do is have 2 winners or even 1 winner.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
at 5.4 or even close, and you're up across the 5 trades.
Yeah, just wait and see. It's not good enough. We'll wait and see how it goes. Come on. Cool. So weekly, nothing for me to say. Daily, what we got to play with, we've got, you know, we'll look for 1 touch, 2 touch, 2 touches, make a trend line, looking for the 3rd touch for a trade. Okay, boom. Oh, did not mean to press that. What EMA is being respected here, right? Weekly, we can see it's been respected since 2014. It's now 2 years, so that's pretty significant to me. On the daily, I can see it's not really doing much. You know, it's like broken. How you can see if the EMA is being respected is, you look, it just broken there and it's gone up and then broken again. That's nothing to me. Okay, so that's not really telling me anything. So I get Fibonacci, last significant high to last significant low to last significant high. See if there's a cycle level. So we got the 36,500 right there. Is it right if I play around with the 4-hour real quick just to see what's going on?
What date are we in? 2016. Yeah, you should be right actually. Yeah.
Okay, so on the small time frame, I can kind of see that the 4-hour EMA is being respected. So maybe this might be a better trade. Obviously, it's a short-term one, so for the purpose of the video, you know, 1 touch there, 2 touch there. Looking for obviously this is the 3rd touch. So I'll do it like that. Delete that real quick. Last significant high to last significant low. So it's come back into my zone once more. Is there a cycle level? Yeah. Let's tap the 1.400 level and its structure. Look, previous resistance. So let's get that on there like that. Oh, so I'll be looking for a short. So yeah, I'd usually be looking for, like, let's say, I can't really go down to the 2 hour, can I?
No, I think you'll be it's too far.
So yeah, I'd usually, because I can't see any clear 4 hour rejections on this. Like, look here, before I had a sell off, I had 1 4 hour and then it sold off. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So how I gauge is I look at, basically I look at what it's done previously before it had a sell off. I wouldn't be trying to sell it down to minus 61.8 purely for the fact of this significant trend line that we're trying to sell into. Yeah. So I wouldn't be trying to take my profit there. So this would be my R3 to 3.59.
Right.
And yeah, I basically, I would have waited for, let's say, I mean, I can't see a 2 hour time frame, but I would have looked down there for you guys to understand what I've been looking for. Let's say 3 2 hour rejections, and then I'd look for an entry. Once the confirmation is there, okay, I don't enter just off.
Okay. It's gone back. So we're set there now. So you're waiting for a rejection on the 4 hour. We're going to see if what we've got. Okay, so slow it down before you enter and just say it clearly. I'm going to enter the trade now.
Oh, okay.
Just so I can make note of it.
Not yet. Yeah, I probably would have entered it around about here.
So you're entering it at the close of this 4 hour.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to move the block boxes so that we can see the proper R?
$2.8.
2.8. Okay. Okay, let's have a look and let us know when you get a break even.
So it's 50 pips, right? So so that's 100 pips in profit now, right? So I entered it. It's 80 pips in profit. Sorry, my bad. So yeah, I'll be break even now. So yeah, let's play it out.
Are you taking profit anywhere?
0%. It hits it. Come on. Stop playing. There you go. Bang. Right. So I'd have taken 50% of my position at the 0% Fibonacci, right?
And how many R is that? Can we work that out?
So it's a 2.11.
2.11. Okay.
2.14. 2.14 R. And then obviously I'd take, as I said previously, I said I would close the whole position at the minus 23. So let me just, so you can watch me do it. I'm not cheating or anything. I'm just moving the Fibonacci across like that.
Yep.
So you can see, I can do a bit more actually. Yeah.
Yep.
So you can see. Hopefully it can smash it. There you go. Bang. Thank you very much. What's that?
And the rest of the remaining 50% at 2.8.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, 2.81 for remaining percent.
Okay, cool. Let's make a note of that. And that's going to, God, does somebody want to get their calculator out at home and just work this stuff out for me, please? So what is that in a total R is what we're trying to find out. What's that in a total R? So crying out loud, it's like multitasking like an imbecile here. Right, so guys, can somebody at home work that out for this viewers? I'll actually work it out properly afterwards, but I can't do two things at once like this. I'm a bloke.
Yeah, while they do that, let me just give you an example. Why I took this was because we had a Fibonacci, we had structure, we had a cycle level 1.4. Okay, USD CAD is really attracted to psychological levels. That is something you need to backtest if you want to go check this out. The 4 hour EMA has been respected, so that's why I used it as a confluence. And we had the rejections that I wanted. So we had a sniper entry, right? If I entered it there, right, at 39,750, that went into like what, 15 pip? No, 25 pip drawdown, and then it went and played out. So that would have been a sniper entry for you. Bang.
Nice. Well, good trade. Last pair, the gold.
Yeah, I thought I'd put this in because I thought you guys might like it. Let's wait and see.
Actually, before we jump into gold, let me just ask a question of the guys watching. Now, we had an idea before the show, because I know a lot of people watching are keen to get on. I get messages all the time saying, "Hey, can I come on the show and do the TradingView Replay challenge?" And I'm like, I like to get people on the podcast first, and then do a bit more stuff. But if you think you're up for the challenge, the idea is to get you on here and put some money on the table, right? So I don't know how much money it is, but put some money on the table and say, look, I'm happy to come on the challenge. You're paying for exposure, right? So you've got to do it for exposure. So you're paying for exposure. If you get more than 40% of the trades right, then you get your money back. If you don't, I get to keep the money. Now, let me know in the comments what you think of that. And let's just see if we've got a demand for this and if people actually want to come on and do this. So anyway, Kane, over to you. Let's do this last thing.
I should be taking a percentage for these ideas.
Oh, you should, mate. You should have arranged that beforehand.
All right. So gold. What am I seeing on the weekly? Look, this was acting as resistance. This EMA, resistance, and now it's just playing around. So it's not really doing much for me right now. Let me just zoom in on this because you can't swing trade gold, to be honest with you. I mean, you can, but it's a lot. Obviously, for the purpose of the video, I'm not going to do it because it takes so long. So I'm just going to the 4 hour or the 8 hour. Okay, the 8 hour. Okay, so 8 hour. If you guys haven't got the 8 hour, go get it because it's really game changer. Tell this to my guys, my members. They know what's up. You can see here, previous. Why I use the 8 hour? The 4 hour is this, and the 8 hour. Look, the daily's all the way over here. What's in between? It's in between. So that's why we use it, right? The 4 and the daily is so far apart. Cool. So you got the trend line. So let's play. Obviously, the trend line is a bit subjective, so you can see what best fits. One touch there, cluster, 2 touch. This is the 3rd touch. So I mean, kind of went a bit forward on this, but it's okay. So let's go on to the Fibonacci, last significant low to last significant high. Right. So it came into my golden zone. Obviously, here you got this psych level 1275 just there. Okay, that's a psych level. Get my rectangle. Let's have a little look, see if this can come back to play ball with us, but wait and see. But yeah, as I said, if we go down to the 4 hour, okay, I'll probably be looking for like 3-4 hour rejections before I take a trade on this. Okay, I mean, obviously we had this massive kind of, just rejection. Long position. Stops just beneath this kind of point here. And yeah, let me just see if we can see some 4 hour rejections. So I'm not in this yet, but right, for the purpose of the video, the Fibonacci, everyone always questions it. Just look at it, okay? See how it plays out. Okay, yeah, I didn't take the trade, but you understand this Fibonacci, everyone usually gets stopped at the 38.2 or the 50% because you're taking trades too early. You want a deeper retracement. Look, bang, bang, thank you very much. Hit the psych level, then played out. Okay, I didn't take a trade, but I'm showing you in play. And that's the point of this. It's me, teaching you how to do it.
Hang on, you've drawn your Fibonacci the wrong way around. You've got the minus things at the top.
Yeah,
I'm just joking. Everyone's been saying that. And I'm like, I've got 3 or 4 guys here that are doing the same thing.
I'll tell you for free. The people that are telling you it's wrong, they're wrong. They know what they're talking about for free.
Right. So that wasn't a trade. Okay, yeah. Keep going, mate. Keep going.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll redo it. Okay, so if they question the Fibonacci, they can go watch my YouTube and see it play out every week. Because if they think it's wrong, they can come on the Trading Nut and see how they get on. But so I've redone it. So 1 touch, 2 touch, looking for the 3rd touch. So I'd be looking for. Let's see if we can see the retracement from here. So yeah, and then I can fib it. So fib it from the last significant low to last significant high. Hopefully we've got the 8 hour EMA in play still. So that's coming up in play here. Okay, so let's move it up like that. Right, so that hasn't had a retracement, has it? So I'd be looking for, let's go on to the 4 hour. See if there's retracement. So what they're saying about fib?
This was ages ago. This wasn't in the chat. This was ages ago. I think when we had John Zaib on the show, and I knew that you were coming up after him, and people were like, "He's drawing the fib wrong. He's drawing the fib wrong." And I'm like, "Well, hang on a sec. Kane's drawing the fib wrong as well." And I think somebody else was exactly the same. So I mean, look, guys, there's no right or wrong. I think it's whatever works for you.
Right, yeah, it is what it is. If they think I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. That's how it is, isn't it? So, but yeah. So sorry, off track. The structure's changed because has the 8-hour EMA been respected? Look, it was, and then what happened? Break, retest, now acting as resistance. Simple but effective. And the next thing we can do is I can look for a sell. So last significant high to last significant low. I mean, I've even gone the 4-hour time frame.
FYI, I finally got my head in order. 2.47 was the R for that trade.
Okay.
So you're up 1.47.
Okay. Cool. So let's just get us to break even, and I'll be all right.
Which means you're leading the challenge. So if this one breaks even, then you're the leader by by a very, very small margin.
Cool. So we got a doji candle, and then we had kind of a what do you call it, hammer candle. So the hammer candle is not really something I look for, but you can see right here you got the cycle level 13 10. Okay, you got the if I put a zone on here, is there any structure? I mean, there's not really much here. It's kind of this is something that okay. So here you can see, you know, price pushed up, came above the EMA, then it came down, pushed above, then it had the sell off. So if I go on the 8-hour time frame, you know, it's above it as well. So it's not really something that I'd like when I'm taking a trade. So as I said, if I don't like trades, I just don't take it and I go to a different pair, and that's it. As simple as that. So obviously, for the purpose of this video, I have to do it. So no, I wouldn't have taken a trade on this yet, but let me just keep going. Oh, got it. So yeah, I wouldn't have taken a trade because it was above the EMA, but you can see the Fibonacci once again. If I'm drawing it wrong, it's just played out. So there you go. But yeah, so let me just wait and see if I can get another trade on this. So let me delete the fib. Actually, no, let's see if it played out. So obviously you'd have hit second take profit, but here's what it is. You gotta get some of these guys on and tell me how to draw a fib, man. Trust me, teach me.
Well, maybe we'll look. I mean, there's some good ideas that came back. I think people like the fact that you could pay to come on and do it. Somebody had a good idea of donating money. Donate the money.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like
it's a great idea, eh? Great idea. So donate the money. I don't know how much. Maybe $100, $500. Let's see what the demand is. I mean, I think you know, people. It's got to be something in it for them, right? And if they're going to put $500 down, they're going to struggle.
Yeah, if someone can come here,
what's in it for me?
I'll put £1,000 down for charity if someone can teach me how to use a fib if I'm doing it wrong. That's I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Hear it live. Right. So yeah. So you see the rejection of the obviously I didn't take that trade, but you saw it play out once again. You know, that's how it is sometimes. But we can see the 8 hours now being respected. So I'm looking for a short basically. If we can see some rejection. Obviously, you got a cycle level there. You got some structure point. Look, previous support. Broken. Obviously, now it's broken here. Now acting as resistance. So let's wait and see if this can play out. So if I go down to the 4-hour, and I'll look for 3 4-hour ejections from my zone before I take an entry, okay? And I'll tell you when I've entered it. Okay, so 1. No. 2. That's 2. No, 3. So I'm in this now.
Okay.
So
draw your things up. Draw your things up.
Short. Come on, gold. Be good to me. Be good to me. Stop just above that. So let me just explain this real quick. So you got descending trend line. You got 8-hour EMA. You've got cycle level. You've got structure. All those confluences to take a short here. And that is put my stop just there. So it's probably going to be a 4.13 ratio.
Okay.
Oh, split out.
So you're in the trade now.
Yep. Oh, yeah, stop that.
Yeah. -1. Okay. Cool.
But yeah, you can see the reasons behind the trade. You can see the confluences. We had those rejections. It's been respecting the 8 hour, but now it's just made new structure, and that's -1%. Okay, but if you're doing correct risk management, and if I traded this in real life, I'd have lost 1%. But now it's changed structure because it's trying to make this new like higher new structure. Now it's going to try and make it uptrend because now it's above the EMA. You can see the 8 hour respecting it as resistance. Now it's above it, acting as support. Is what it is. Yeah.
Cool. Well, look, Kane, well done, mate. You have come out at positive 0.48 is what I've got here as my calculation. So it's it's a difficult challenge to do it without like.
I kind of knew before I came on. It's a bit of a funny challenge, but at least if I've taught some guys how to understand a bit more chart work and understand correct analysis, it's not always going to be you're not always going to take wins, and that's okay. But it's understanding why, and that's why I'm here.
Cool, brilliant. Well, let's jump into the bar by bar challenge, and that's the last chart that you've got open. I don't think I went back in time there, so I'll have to get you to spin around again. I've got remote. Let me just grab your thing. Whoops, what are we doing here? I'm just going to grab your mouse. Do you want to spin around? I didn't set this one up. What time frame do you want? Hourly or 30 minutes?
Hourly, please.
Okay. Let's go here. Okay. Spin around. Here we go.
Cool. Right, this is the one I was dreading, to be honest with you.
So we're going to zoom in a bit here so that we can see what color these bars are. There you go. Okay, right. So look, this is a bit of fun, guys. So let's just see how he gets on. So you can say that, like, if it breaks the high, then it's a bull. If it breaks the low, if it's a bear, or vice versa. So you can say that as a thing. The other thing you could do is you can do some analysis on the chart to work out, like, to help you with what you're doing, just to give you a semblance of perhaps it's going to be this kind of candle. And I can tell this is probably going to be quite difficult for you because it's not really the way you trade. Whereas other guys who literally trade bar by bar, I mean, like they can. One of them, Paul Widener, got I think it was 18 out of 20 or something ridiculous. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't sit in front of charts all day. I don't do that. That's not how I trade. So it's a bit of fun. See if I can see what I can do. But yeah, so. Yeah, I mean, it's just a bit of a guessing game, to be honest with you. So, bullish? Like, yeah. So do you want me to say bullish or?
Yeah, just say bullish, bearish. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Just hit the plus
bullish
symbol.
Oh, yeah, you want
bullish,
me to do it?
and then hit the plus symbol, yeah? So you're saying bullish?
Yeah. So you want to play it,
yeah? Yeah. Well, hang on, not play it. Just one forward. Yeah, cool. Okay, so you got that one. Okay, next candle.
Bearish.
Yep.
Bearish.
Keep going.
Bearish. Bearish.
So 4 out of 5 so far.
Bearish. 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 Bullish. How are we doing here? One.
You got 2 wrong. You've got 1 more to go for 10.
Bullish.
Oh, sorry. I should say, if there's a doji, oh yeah, you got that. If there's a doji, we got to pass. We got to skip that one. I'll just tell you, and I'll make a decision off if it's a doji or not.
Come on. Right. Bullish. It's pretty bearish. Bullish. Bearish. Doji.
Yeah, doji.
I mean,
it is a bearish doji.
Come on, be nice, be nice.
Just a skip. It's a pass. It's a pass.
Okay.
So you get another chance anyway.
Bearish. It's
a bullish one.
Bearish. All right.
Okay, 5 more to go. You're doing well.
Bearish. Bullish. Bullish. Doji, spinning top.
Nah, it's too much of a spinning top.
2
more to go.
Bullish.
Doji, definitely.
Bearish.
Last one.
Bearish.
I'll give that to you. Now, so you did well actually. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 7 wrong. So 13 out of 20, which is fantastic score on this weird challenge. Guys, before we're going to wrap up soon. So Kane, just tell everyone how they can get hold of you. What's the best place to go to find out more?
If you want to check out my YouTube, I give like my free analysis for the week, and I show you step by step like my method, and I explain it like I have done for you here. Hopefully, some of you guys liked it, a couple of you. But yes, KFX, check it out, subscribe. But yeah, if you want to get hold of me and join my members zone, just DM me on Instagram, KFX with 3 underscores, and I reply to everyone. But yeah, just text me on that, and I'll tell you what's up, and we can get you on board.
Cool. And have we done a build that bots video with you yet?
Nah, not yet.
Okay. Well, are you keen to do that?
Yeah. I mean, we can talk logistics about it, and yeah, maybe get
cool.
some work.
All right. Well, look, yeah, we can obviously possibly get you back on the Trading Nut channel. And like, guys, I'm going to have a look through these comments in detail later on and try and ignore the negative ones. But find out what you thought about this idea about coming on. I think the donation thing's pretty cool. And if you've got any views on how much money you think people should pay, or donate, or whatever, let me know. And guys, yeah, check out the information under the video. There's a whole bunch of stuff there, links, etc. And we'll see you on I'll see you later on today. Actually, I think I'm launching another interview. So guys, check that out on Trading Nut. Do remember to subscribe and click the notification bells to get these in the future. All right. Thanks for watching.